If you'll recall the question during the campaign, and neither would Kamala Harris answer. And now they just had a committee that was supposed to look at it. Now all of a sudden they've got a bill that the House, they've got support in the House and in the Senate. This will change the United States dramatically. The left will have the ability to have a court which is essentially nothing more than a legislative-leaning body that will approve of all of the issues that they are trying to make across the board in the United States. We will no longer have a Supreme Court that is based on the number of justices depending upon who the president is. And it will all be leaning toward the person who is in office and who has the power. This is madness. It's madness, as if the country isn't lost enough.
I wonder if it, just by this happening, the country doesn't change. I mean, so people imagine the Supreme Court, our third branch of government, is essentially impartial. I mean, these are wise people with lifetime appointments whose only job is to assess legislation against the Constitution and decide whether it's consistent with that. The Democrats are now saying, no more pretense, it's purely a political body that rubber stamps our agenda. I mean, won't this change how people feel about the court?
Well, it'll change what people feel about the court, but that won't make a darn bit of difference to the people who are in power, who are determined to make sure that their agenda is passed, because you've got the president and you've got the Congress, and now you've got the Supreme Court. I mean, look, you can look at amendments to the Constitution and decide that there are issues that really spin off of that amendment. When you have activists on the Supreme Court, they can take issues that we never considered constitutional issues and make them the law of the land. This is lunacy, whether it has to do with unions or criminal justice or whatever their agenda is for the day. There is no longer an objective body that the United States can respect, the Supreme Court of the land. We will lose our respect for that court as nothing more than a political legislative body, an imprimatur, if you will, for the Democrats.
I think that's wise, and I think your first observation is every bit as wise, which is they don't care what you think. Which is not the way we think of democracy. In a democracy, our leaders care what we think by definition. Judge Jeanine, I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. The most radical moment in American history. We're living through it together. And now this, the ironically